Yo, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for checking out the channel today. Today we are going to be going over the ARC control list that Makani Tran did use to get 18th place at the Indianapolis Regionals. This archetype is relatively underutilized right now, and I do think it has a lot of potential. Arceus has been a solid meta threat ever since it came out, and just because the format has evolved does not mean that he still cannot put in work. Alrighty, so diving into the list, as you can see, the Pokemon lineup is relatively thin. Our only real attacker is Arceus VSTAR. At this point, we should all be familiar with it. It has that Trinity Nova, 3 colorless energies, 200 damage, and then you accelerate 3 basic energies from the deck to any of your V Pokemon. And then it has that Starbirth VSTAR Power ability, which once used, lets you search your deck for any 2 cards. The only other real attacker that we have is Radiant Charizard. This is a really good finisher, and then in conjunction with Defiance Bane, it can hit 280, which is a big number because it can one-shot things like Giratina V-Star and Pidgeot EX. As sort of a disruptive Pokemon, we are running the Flutter main with the Midnight Fluttering ability. While this is in the active, all of your opponent's active Pokemon abilities are turned off. This is real good for shutting down Lost Box in the early game. Things like Chi and Pow as well. They can't use Shivery Chill, and you can even potentially like boss up a Baxcalibur that has no energies on it and put Fluttermane in the active, so that way they can't use Super Cold to accelerate to it to retreat. So there's a lot of disruptive elements from this, and you actually can attack with it if you want, because we are playing enough energies to facilitate it. So sometimes you can easily just throw this in the active and continue disrupting your opponent. And then the only other Pokemon that we are playing is a heavy Bibarel package with a 3/3 Bibarel and 1 Squovet. This is effectively a way that we can keep digging through our deck every turn, and it allows us to play heavy disruptive supporters like Iono and Judge. Because we do have the backup draw of Bibarel, we will not get hurt by the downside of having a small hand on the back end of a Judge or Iono. And then it also lets us play something like Airy, which does not progress our hand at all during the turn. But then, we could Airy into Squovet, into Bibarel, and then we get to see, more potential disruption cards. Alrighty, and then moving on to the supporters. As mentioned, we do have the disruptive supporters of 3 Iono and 2 Judge. These are really good, turn 2 supporters. There's a lot of like setup decks in the format right now, so being able to disrupt them, starting as early as turn 2 while also putting on consistent damage is really powerful. We are running 2 bosses orders and 1 counter catcher down here as gusting effects. This is just because Arc will almost never be able to one-shot anything, so some ways your opponent can play around it would be to retreat something that has been hit by an Arc V-Star, and then hit you with something else. But with the triple gusting effects, this will ensure that we can stay at least even on the prize trades, and then sometimes even go ahead. And then we are playing 2 Eerie, as this is like more of a control style build, so the Eerie does allow us to look at our opponent's hand and rip 2 items out of there. This is very crucial because we can get rid of things like rare candies, super rods, superior energy retrievals, counter catchers, prime catchers. There's a lot of powerful items in the format right now, so Airy is just becoming more and more of a threat. And I do think this is a card that needs to be respected when deck building. Even though it's not in every deck, it is a powerful enough card that, if seen, can hurt you if you are not prepared for it. Then, as mentioned, we have the 2 Judge, and then we are playing a unique supporter that hasn't really seen a lot of play, but is very powerful in my opinion. We are playing Roseanne's backup. Roseanne has 4 different effects, and after resolving the supporter, you can choose to resolve any of the 4 in combination up to all 4. So you can either shuffle a Pokemon from the discard into the deck, shuffle a tool into the deck, shuffle a stadium into the deck, or shuffle an energy. So you can choose to do 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these effects when you resolve this. This is insane. This lets you get back TM Devolution, lets you get back Radiant Charizard, lets you get back Magma Basin, and it lets you get back, Double Turbo, Mist Energy, because it does say energy card, not basic energies. So this card is actually like really good for a deck like this. And because we are playing, you know, the Pal Pad, we actually can use this multiple times. So we can really, you know, get into the grind game and try and outlast our opponent. The last supporter we are playing is one Sharon's Care. This is typically a staple in arc variants, especially ones that are trying to, you know, go for the long game. Arc does have, you know, a pretty respectable 280 HP, and you know, early on this is not easy to KO. So you know, you can really lean into that and, you know, hit something, they hit into you, and then you can Sharon's Care, pick up the arc, and then re-evolve a different arc V you had on the bench, and just keep going through it like that. This card is really good into like Ancient Box, because typically Ancient Box will take a couple of turns to get up to the 280 mark. So if you can take a couple early prizes while also denying them a 2-shot with a Sharon's Care, potentially even 2 with the Pal Pad, you should be able to get ahead enough in the prize race that once they do start one-shotting you, you'll just be too far ahead and they won't be able to catch up prize-wise. Onto the stadiums, we are playing one Town Store and one Magma Basin. The Town Store is to search out either of these 3 tools that we will get to in a second, and then the Basin is mainly just here to give you plays with Radiant Charizard. This does allow you to attack with the Radiant Charizard if your opponent has taken 2 prizes, for 3 energy, because you can attach a double turbo, put the Basin in play, and then use the fire energy or the Magma Basin to accelerate a fire energy to the Radiant Charizard. And then even in the late game, this could potentially allow you to, you know, like promote an arc and bench Charizard, put Basin down, and then like retreat the arc with your attachment for turn. So Basin is just really good at letting us reuse the Charizard. As for the tools, we are playing Heroescape as the A spec. This is pretty standard in like control style archetypes. Again, this deck is meant to go for the long game, so we are going to really lean into that by playing Heroescape as the A spec. Typically, what you'll notice a lot of times is in kind of more slow-paced decks that are choosing to use Heroescape, they will be playing Airy, because Airy can snipe Lost Vacuum, which is the only way that we can really deal with Heroescape. So if you've really grinded your opponent down throughout the beginning and the mid game with Airy and stuff, and then you stick a late game Heroescape on an arc, that sometimes could just be enough to win the game. Next up, we are playing Team Devolution. There's a lot of evolution decks in the format right now, so being able to recycle the Team Devolution with the Roseanne's backup and effectively run our opponent out of rare candies can be game winning. And then Defiance Band is in here mostly for the Radiant Charizard, so we can hit that 280 number. Depending on the energy setup, we can hit 230 with Arc V-Star, which is enough to one-shot like Iron Hands, which could be relevant. And then onto the items, we are playing 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball. That's the standard arc package. Leaning further into the Disruption, we are playing 2 Grabber. For those of you that don't know what this does, makes you your opponent reveal their hand, and then you put a Pokemon that you find there and put it on the bottom of the deck. This card is insane for control, because not only is it hand knowledge, but it's you know, further disruption. You know, if they're holding onto a Lumineon, a Charizard, a Bibarel, and you just grab it and, you know, throw it to the bottom, it's really good at disrupting. But the fact that it's item based hand knowledge is so good for control archetypes, and it doesn't surprise me to see that this card is included in a build like this. Oh, excuse me. Rounding out the items, we're playing 1 Switch. It's pretty standard for Arc. So that way we can Starbirth for a pivot into the active. Playing 1 Lost Vacuum as further disruption, the 1 Counter Catcher as mentioned earlier, and then we are playing 1 Super Rod and 1 Pal Pad for recovery. As far as the energies go, we are playing 6 Fire. It's only needed for the Radiant Charizard, and Trinity Nova can accelerate any basic energies. We are playing 4 Double Turbo. We are an Arc deck, so we kind of need that. We're playing 2 Mist energies to get around things like Star Requiem and Frenzied Gouging, so that way we cannot just be instantly deleted from the active spot. And then to round out the energies, we are playing 1 Jet energy. This is really crucial because if you start like turn 1 Double Turbo energy on Arc, you can grab Jet energy instead of Switch and promote yourself to the active. You can also use it as a way to reset Charizard, because Combustion Blast does say that you cannot attack the next turn. So you can potentially use jet energy on like Fluttermane or Squovet, throw it in the active, and then retreat, which will reset the combustion blast effect, meaning you can't attack 2 turns in a row. And then this is also just really good at not getting stalled out against things like Snorlax. So yeah, guys, that is the list we're going to be running with today. Once again, this is the list that Makani Tran used to get 18th place at Indianapolis Regionals. Remember, if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go ahead and leave me a comment down below what your favorite control archetype ever was. Mine was Sableye Garbodor. I did go on quite a tear with that deck. Got several top 8s at League Cups, even ended up winning my very first one with Sable Garb, so I kind of was the local menace with that deck. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and send you over to the gameplay. Alrighty, guys, it does look like we found our opponent for the day. Hopefully we'll get to decide the coin flip. Nope, our opponent is getting to choose with the sparkly Raichu coin. So as always, if the opponent wins and they choose to go first, probably playing Lost Box, Jianpao. Okay, so they chose Tails. I'm definitely going first. We are an Arc deck, so we need to go first. What a great hand. Thank you for letting me mulligan that. That hand was not good. This hand is also not good. I just need a way to an Arc VSTAR. Or an Arc V, sorry. And this hand is decent. Okay. Raichu coin for a Raichu deck. Alright, we are going to have a terrible game. We are at minimum not getting an Arc attack until turn 3. That's really not good. I'm going to attach there and pass. Man, that's brutal. We had 4 Arc Vs, 4 Nest Balls, and 4 Ultra Balls. And we couldn't get away to an Arc V. We're probably playing against Miraidon. That's like the only deck that plays Raichu V, so... very real possibility that we could get KO turn 1. This also just feels like a bad matchup, which I'm not surprised about because call me a conspiracy theorist, I'm pretty sure Live's matchmaking system is rigged. I've been playing this game for, what, 2.5 years since it came out on the Canadian servers, and it has never failed to not give me a matchup that I am bad into. Our opponent had a God setup. That's insane. Probably gonna get a Mew here if I had to imagine. Or a Squawk, that makes more sense. If we don't hit an Arc on this turn, we are probably going to concede. Man, our opponent is just stunting on us right now. This is crazy. Yeah, just off the top of my head, this matchup does not feel good. Even if we do get set up. Okay, I mean, Radzard's cool. We kind of have to go for Judge. I'm just going to attach this here because I'm not going to need this in this matchup. All right. Cool. I have to draw Arc Energy. Wow, I drew Arc Energy. That's insane. It's really unfortunate that I'm about to lose a bib. Yeah, this really isn't looking that good because they can start putting energies on the Raichu V. I'm trying to think. They don't have enough damage to KO us on the bench with like a boss's orders off that Forest Stone. But yeah, I mean, depending on how this turn goes for them, we could be in it. Because, like, if we get the V-Star, then we can go double turbo Defiance Band, KO this. And then if they don't have any energies in play, then it might be decent for us. They are down 2 generators already. So, actually, no, the Defiance Band's prized. Because the Hero's Cape was the only tool that was left in the deck. That's great. Okay, so Defiance Band didn't matter. Okay, so I mean, they're 2 for potential 6 energies on generators, which is really good for us. Oh, they're going for... So they did it. Okay, so they went for all 4. That's weird. Why would you put that on the hands? I'm very confused about these plays. Like, why did we put energies on Iron Hands? Why did we even go for Iron Hands? That Iron Hands does nothing, in my opinion. Okay, well, we're gonna Nest Ball. I really want to Nest Ball for the Bidoof. And then we're gonna Iono. The odds that I draw another Arc V are apparently not good. Man, this game loves playing on hard mode for me. Can I draw an Arc V-Star, please? Wow, okay. That's crazy. So, we physically can't get knocked out next turn, right? Because all 4 generators are gone. The Raichu doesn't have any energies on it. There's no damage modifiers, so the most that we can get hit for is 220. I want a V-Star for an Arc and a Bib, but I'm kind of afraid that the Bidoof will get KO'd. But I think I have to. I think the safest play is to grab Judge just as a supporter. And then we'll Trinity Nova. It's really unfortunate that this thing's going to take 2 hits. I can't believe I nest dashed into an Arc V-Star. That was insane. I mean, that's the power of Squelvet, right? That's literally how, what was it, Landon Caitler won at Regionals, was he Squelvet into an Arc V-Star. That's just the Squelvet diff, man. Just play Squelvet in your deck and you are guaranteed to draw the 1 card you need. Every time. So yeah, not much our opponent can do here. I mean, putting the Arc V down actually does give them a target. But they're going for Arven. Okay. I mean, yeah, they're like, they don't really have much left to do. Like 2, 4, 6, 9. Everything has a tool. Yeah, they didn't even get an energy attachment that turn. That's crazy. Okay, that vacuum, I don't think does anything at the moment, so I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna judge, hope to draw another V-Star, my other V-Star, I should say. Okay, we drew the bib, which is nice. We're gonna nest stash. We drew a double turbo. I think double turbo goes on bib. I could put the double turbo here in hopes that I hit basin. I guess there's no reason not to do that, right? Okay. We didn't hit anything good. So our opponent's gonna take 2, we're gonna take 2. We come up with Radzard, we take 2 more. It's not looking the worst for us because we have the Iono. I want to leave that in there. Okay, so those prizes were horrible. So I'm imagining we're gonna get hit by Miraidon. I mean, we could get hit by Iron Hands. Either one, it doesn't really matter. I think the Miraidon makes more sense because it has the Bravery Charm. But that means... Whoa, double boss. That's insane. That means we can go Vacuum, KO with Zard. And then... they can't one-shot the Zard. They already used their manual attachment on the Miraidon, so they can't power up an Amp. And Arm Press won't get enough damage in play to one-shot anything. I definitely feel like it's just promote Arc. Hey, look, there's the basin. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna attach the double turbo to retreat. I mean, this could come in handy having the 3 fires because then we can KO any of this. So I don't see a reason not to do this. And then we go for the Iono down to 2. Okay, now we can go for a grabber. We hit Zapdos, so they have Zapdos and Nest Ball. I want to use the Super Rod, but I don't want to shuffle my deck. I mean, they did discard 2 boss, right? Well, it doesn't matter. Like, if we KO this... So yeah, we're gonna Nest Stash. We're still looking for the Vacuum. Okay, we didn't get it. We did get the Arc V-Star. This is fine. Okay, so the Vacuum is in here because we can still hit with the Zard. So we hit with Zard, and now this coming to... So, like, the Miraidon can't attack, right? And that can only draw 1 card. I actually should have left the Zapdos in their hand. Now that I'm thinking about it, because then they wouldn't have been able to draw with restart. So yeah, Miraidon can't attack right now, and they're discarding energy still. Losing the basin's kind of whatever at this point. I don't really care. 7, 10, 12, baton. Okay. We're gonna retreat into Greninja, I'm assuming. If they retreat into any of the 2 prizes, I win. If I find vacuum. Okay. So all we need is vacuum and we win. Hey, look, vacuum. Well, that was kind of disgusting. And just like that, we won. What a game. Oh my lord. We we top tanked so many times in that game. Oh my god. That was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, we honestly probably didn't deserve to win that game. Like, we played better than our opponent, which is one of the main reasons why I should, like, assume that we would win. Because, like, I don't know why they didn't power up the Raichu and why they put energies on hands. Like, that didn't make sense. Because at that point, you're killing my Bibarel, and, like, the hands needs 2 more energies to get 2 prizes. Whereas if you put those 2 energies on the Raichu, then you can come up and one-shot the VSTAR. And granted, you have to get rid of 5 energies, but like, that just, I don't know about just accepting the fact that you're gonna trade 2 shots, because then, like, you give me the potential to use Sharon's Care and, like, completely even out the playing field. And, like, I don't know what they were digging for with that concealed cards on the last turn, but not attaching an energy that turn was just horrible. So yeah, that was a crazy game. We top decked like an absolute champion. And yeah, that's just the power of Arceus VSTAR, I suppose. But yeah, guys, remember, if you did enjoy this content, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go ahead and leave me that comment down below, and I will see you in the next one.